looks like now I actually am going to have to do some editing. I just got a phone call that, oh wow, interrupted the last video I was doing. So I hope if I haven't edited it and I've just put them up separately, I hope you're watching this one as a conclusion to the other one. Now the plus side of it is I now have more time since I'm limited to 10 minutes if I put this on YouTube. Again, I was talking about one of his czars, the ones that a person that we did not elect, that Congress had no authority over of appointing or anything. Today announced limits on corporate executives, their bonuses. Now, granted, notice, if you read the article, find the article and read it. Associated Press, they're not hiding stuff anymore because they want people like me and you that are getting this to become aware of this. But either way, it's still good to see that they are limiting, I think, to $500,000. I mean, that's going to be a huge pay cut to some people, right? People that were making millions of dollars. Interestingly enough, which is also going to negatively affect tax contribution, because they're not going to be able to contribute the taxes that they would have, because now they're making less money, but the government doesn't care because they want us in debt. The eventual plan, I'm sure, is to raise taxes to an extremely high level if, and that's assuming if, they even need a global currency anymore. So, that's one of the things I saw in the news. Another thing I saw is you've got this, the video I saw talked about 4 parts to the New World Order. You've already got one of them. You've got the European Union, and you're going to have one in America, you're going to have one in Africa, and you're going to have one in China, according to this video that I watched called, I believe it's called Wake Up, which is really interesting considering that's 4, right? So you're going to have 4 leaders there, which could very well be the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which at some point what you're going to see is you're going to see one person emerge who, if you really want to go down this road, I guess could be considered the Antichrist, that's going to eventually be the leader of everybody. So, we should be worried. We should be concerned. We should wake up, but we have to use common sense. It's one thing, again, I think it's a blessing. I think it's a good thing that they're giving us this information and they are choosing to wake up the intelligent, open-minded people. What it means, though, is that we have to use this knowledge. Think about it. When somebody is given a whole lot of money, you can see, I remember my dad talking about a documentary of, I hope you can hear me over the truck next to me, a documentary of people that have won the lottery and have lost everything. It's also referred to as culture shock. You've been deprived of something for so long, like money or access to this greater body of knowledge and these greater abilities, right? I mean, we've already been pre-programmed and prepared for it. Everyone's seen Heroes, or most people have seen Heroes, right? We'll start thinking of this as, oh, we've got abilities, right? You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful because it's like, again, you come into all this money and all of a sudden you go nuts with it, you overspend, you overextend yourself, you get yourself into really bad situations, and before you know it, you've completely screwed yourself up and those around you. And that's what they're planning on happening. We cannot let that happen. For once in our lives, even though they have got us into the mentality of going into excesses and overdoing it, whether it's overeating on food or overspending on money and stretching, living beyond our means, we cannot do that with this new knowledge and these new abilities that some of us now, thanks to the ones that I guess we could deem that are in control of us. I'm not saying they're enemy, because you will not ever give me on record saying that those people are our enemy, because once you're declared an enemy of the state, then they have, with the Patriot Act, you're already screwed. So, let me make it clear. I'm not saying they're our enemy. I think they're all part of us, right? They're all part of the same infinite consciousness that they are giving us access to. They're our brothers, our sisters. I think they might be misguided, but we need to find a way to use this infinite consciousness, call it what you will, to get things back to the way they should. I think there is one truth out there, and we're going to find it. I think it's backwards beyond all belief. Just like the name of my website, ENO Truth. There is one truth. Right now it's completely turned around, twisted, backwards, confused, everything else, but I think we can find it. And now I know that they have given us access to being able to do that. I hope you're listening. And I hope you take my advice too. There is so much information out there that will mislead you. But there are some good things. And what I'm finding is there are going to be certain cues around us that are going to wake us up. Whether it's a CD, whether it's the lyrics of a song, whether it's a poem, whether it's a number, a sign, a color, who knows, the food, something. There are things out there that some of us will be able to connect the dots and put it together and start figuring things out. We can't be too quick to come to definite conclusions. That's why, instead of, even though we have been brought up and socialized into an individualistic mentality, which that's what they're counting on, is we are going to take this ability and we're going to take it from the perspective of what can I do for me? And how can I make changes? How can I do this or that? And that's not what we want to do. Yes, as soon as any good American hears the word communism or socialist, that's a bad thing. And yes, there are aspects of that can be bad. But the reason why they're doing that is because they want us to think capitalist. How can we make money on this? How can we benefit from this? How can we profit from this? How can we do this without letting other people in on it? Whatever the case is, that's not what we got to do. We have to get together and we have to share our knowledge and we have to together figure out what the one truth is. We will come together and figure out what the one truth is, and we will find our way out of this. We can get ourselves into a better place. At the very least, we can band together and find a way to weather through the storm and have some of us left when this is all over with and build our population back up again. Think about it. Send me some emails. enotruth@gmail.com, eno@enotruth.com. That's all.